Princess Leonor stuns fans at Buckingham Palace with King Charles and Queen Camilla. Buckingham Palace. Marble halls. Whispering crowds. A young princess steps forward. But this is no ordinary visit. This is not a routine royal meeting. Princess Leonor does something no one expects. And the reaction from King Charles and Queen Camilla leaves the world stunned. What happened inside those walls is about to be revealed. The golden gates of Buckingham Palace have seen centuries of arrivals. Heads of state, world leaders, and crowned royals from across the globe have walked these grounds. Yet on this crisp London morning, the atmosphere feels charged. Even seasoned royal watchers can sense it. Something extraordinary is about to unfold. Princess Leonor of Spain, heir to one of Europe's oldest monarchies, arrives at the palace not as a mere guest, but as a symbol of a new generation. Cameras click. Reporters jostle. Yet the princess appears serene, poised, and luminous in a cream ensemble that seems to echo both tradition and change. Immediately, the British press begins speculating. Why such a high-profile visit now? Why at this moment in King Charles's reign? Only days before, insiders had whispered about a personal invitation extended by Charles himself. But few predicted the emotional undertone of this meeting. Inside the palace, the Queen's gallery is prepared for a private reception. Portraits of Victoria, George VI, and Elizabeth II look down from ornate walls, as if bearing witness to history. King Charles stands near a window, his hands clasped, eyes scanning the courtyard. Beside him, Queen Camilla shares a quiet word with an aide. When Leonor enters, a hush falls over the room. It is in this silence that the first surprise occurs. Instead of the traditional curtsy and formal address, Leonor offers a warm greeting in flawless English, followed by a few words in Welsh, a gesture that visibly softens Charles's expression. The cameras do not capture this, but palace insiders later recount how the king's face lit up with genuine admiration. This opening moment sets the tone for the entire visit. Rather than a stiff diplomatic encounter, the meeting becomes an intimate, almost familial exchange. Charles speaks of his mother, Queen Elizabeth, and her deep respect for Spain. Leonor listens intently, occasionally glancing at Queen Camilla, who, in turn, appears genuinely moved by the young princess's composure. The public only sees glimpses: the arrival, the wave, the brief photo call on the grand staircase. Yet behind closed doors, a deeper narrative unfolds. Discussions range from environmental stewardship, Charles's lifelong passion, to Leonor's emerging role in Spain's civic life. Sources say she speaks with conviction about youth engagement and European unity. Here the first curiosity loop begins: why is a Spanish princess addressing such issues at Buckingham Palace? The answer reveals itself gradually. Leonor's visit is not just ceremonial. It is strategic, a subtle demonstration of continuity between two monarchies navigating modern pressures. But even more intriguing is the emotional subtext: a young woman stepping into a legacy while retaining her individuality. Later, during a private luncheon, a second unexpected moment arises. Leonor presents a small, handcrafted book of letters exchanged between British and Spanish royals dating back a century. The gesture is profoundly symbolic. King Charles, known for his sentimentality, pauses before responding. He thanks her quietly, his voice thick with emotion. Queen Camilla reaches out, resting a hand on Leonor's arm, a rare, intimate gesture that royal protocol would normally avoid. The press outside senses something but cannot pinpoint it. Headlines speculate: special bond forming at Buckingham, heir to Spain wins over British royals, a new chapter in royal relations. Yet no one knows exactly what was said in those rooms. That mystery fuels days of coverage, pulling viewers into the story, eager for more details. As the afternoon unfolds, Leonor is guided through the picture gallery, pausing before portraits of Victoria Eugenie, herself a Spanish-born queen consort of the UK, and Queen Sofia of Spain in her youth. These images create a tangible thread of lineage, showing how intertwined European monarchies have been across generations. Leonor's quiet reverence speaks volumes about her awareness of history and her place within it. Outside, crowds gather at the palace gates, some waving Spanish flags, others holding up handmade signs reading, "Bienvenida Leonor." Londoners accustomed to royal comings and goings find themselves drawn into the spectacle. Even skeptics admit that something about the young princess's demeanor is disarming. Another curiosity loop tightens. What does this mean for the future of Spain's monarchy? Commentators debate on live television. Some argue Leonor is positioning herself as a unifying figure beyond her borders. Others suggest this visit signals a more personal alliance between Charles and the Spanish royal family. Every theory adds to the anticipation of what might come next. By evening, a formal dinner is held in the palace's smaller dining room, away from the press. The table glitters with crystal and silver. Leonor is seated between senior British officials, speaking with ease, switching between Spanish, English, and French. Her confidence draws admiration from those around her. King Charles toasts the enduring friendship between the two nations. Leonor responds with a brief, heartfelt speech about shared values and mutual respect. In that moment, as glasses clink and conversation flows, an unspoken understanding settles over the gathering. This is more than a visit. It is a passing of torches, a glimpse of the future of European royalty, less about rigid ceremony and more about personal connection and shared purpose. As night falls over London, the press corps scrambles to file their stories. Leonor stuns fans at Buckingham Palace, becomes the headline on every platform. Clips of her arrival and interactions with Charles and Camilla go viral, shared across Spain, Britain, and beyond. Social media buzzes with admiration. "She's the future," one tweet reads. "So poised, so real," says another. The next morning, newspapers carry images of Leonor walking alongside King Charles through the palace gardens, a symbolic picture that speaks louder than any communique. Analysts pore over every detail: her attire, her words, her gestures. Royal watchers compare her to a young Queen Elizabeth, others to her own mother, Queen Letizia. Each comparison only heightens public fascination. Through it all, Leonor remains gracious and calm. She leaves Buckingham Palace with the same serene smile she arrived with, but now the world sees her differently. She is no longer just a Spanish princess visiting Britain. She has become a figure of intrigue, respect, and hope, a bridge between tradition and the future. And so the curiosity loops continue. What was discussed about environmental initiatives? Will there be joint projects between Spain and the UK? Did Charles offer personal mentorship? Will Leonor's next appearance signal a deeper partnership? Each unanswered question keeps audiences engaged, eager for the next chapter. This is the essence of her Buckingham Palace moment, a living story, unfolding in real time, where every appearance, every gesture, every word becomes part of a larger narrative about royalty, relevance, and renewal. As the voiceover closes, the audience is left with an indelible image: Princess Leonor standing at the top of the grand staircase of Buckingham Palace, King Charles at her side, Queen Camilla just behind, the weight of history around them, but a clear, fresh light of the future shining through. This was not just another royal visit. This was a statement, and the world will be talking about it for years to come.